All right. So that is the announcement. And today, right, we are going to do something what? We are going to do something called quadratic equation, but there's something new. There is something called what? Completing the square method. Okay? Completing the square method. So here comes the notes. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Okay, anyway. So just to give you a quick recap, all right, just to give you a quick recap of what we did last week. But before that, all right, before that, let me just jump a little bit into this particular question first. All right, so if you can take out your exercise book, you can write down some of these notes. All right, we are still on quadratic equation. All right, we are still on quadratic equations. All right, and you can name this topic as what? Oh yes, Jianhao is here. Yes. Yes, Jianhao is here. Sorry, guys. I mean, sorry, girls. All right, we have we are still outnumbered. The guys are still outnumbered, but it feels good to have another of the same gender in the class. Hello, Jianhao. I'm glad you are here. All right, so down here, quadratic equation. All right, you can call it quadratic equation, and the subtopic is called completing the square. Completing the square. All right. Can? All right, so for Sharon, usually I'll ask the class to have a exercise book, A4 exercise book, for the sole purpose of writing down notes and to do some practice for my class lah. All right, so that you can at least look back at some of the examples, and you can also bring that exercise book to school. You can update it when your school teacher is teaching something. You think that's important, you can put it in also. So this little exercise book, right, will be your notes. All right, so before the exam, you can actually take it out and do a revision. Cool? All right. So today we are doing something called quadratic equation, completing the square. Okay, so how does the completing the square kind of question looks like? All right, so as an example, right, as a quick example, right, for example, children, all right, I give you something like that. X minus 3 bracket square is equal to 25. And the instruction is obviously to solve lah. All right, what's the meaning of solving? Solving means to find the unknown. Solving means to find the unknown. All right, in this case, the unknown is the X. Are you okay? All right, so some of you, right, sure, I know how to do, okay, how to do, you say what? Expand, all right, because you see the square down here, right? You say, sure, expand, all right, there's some of you, right, ayo, you don't know how to expand one, seriously, you don't know how to expand. So some of you anyhow expand, right? Expand like that, x squared plus 9. All right, and if you're still thinking that this is correct, right? Can you please look for the nearest wall and try to walk into it? All right, and I'm just kidding. All right, but please, this is incorrect. This is incorrect. All right, if you want to expand, all right, and you write x squared plus 9, this is incorrect. All right, so the expansion is wrong. Walk through the wall. Yeah. Try to walk through the wall. Right, I'm trying to get you to bump yourself into the wall. Right, because up till now, right, you're sec 3 already. All right, you cannot make such mistake anymore. Okay, so what is the meaning of x minus 3 bracket square? So x minus 3 bracket square, right, is actually means a duplicate of the x minus 3 times x minus 3, right? Then you can do something called rainbow method. Let's go. X times x is a x square. X times minus 3 is a minus 3x. Minus 3 times x is a minus 3x. Minus 3 times minus 3 is a plus 9. Can you see? All right. Then, if you simplify further, you get x squared minus 6x plus 9. Can you see this? Oh, so when you present your x squared plus 9, right, you only present this part, the x squared plus 9 part. Your minus 6x portion, right, is actually missing. Can you see or not? All right, if you expand like that, right, that's why I say that the x squared plus 9 portion is incorrect lah. All right, children, so please, you have to be super duper careful, okay? And some of you are even smarter. Why you go through the trouble, right? I know the special rule of what? A minus B bracket square. Remember this special rule? All right. You remember you are in Sec 2 and you remember this special rule. A minus B bracket square. And when you expand this, right, you will get A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. Remember this? Oh. All right. So this is called algebraic rule 2. This is called algebraic rule 2. All right. I call this what? I call this front squared minus 2 front back plus back square. Remember not? Remember me teaching this in Sec 2 this year? No? Hello? Right. Some of you really got this this syndrome, like old woman, old man syndrome, right? Whereby you forget things that I taught, you know. Very disappointing, you know. All right, so this type of expansion, remember, is front square minus 2 front back plus back square. Right, I taught this before. Of course, there's algebraic rule 1, there's algebraic rule 2, and also algebraic rule 3. Can? All right, I hope you all can still remember. All right. Okay, so how do you use this? Oh, no problem. So x is like in front, right? All right, and 3 is like at the back, right? So how do you expand? All right, you expand by saying front. Front is x front squared minus 2 front, which is x, back, which is 3, plus back square. Back is what? Back is 3 square. All right, that will give you back your x square minus 2 times 3, 6x plus 9. Oh yeah, sure, I remember already. Now I recall. Okay, very good. All right, so all this being said, these are your Sec 2 work. Can you just forget or not? Cannot, please. All right, you cannot just forget everything. All right, you're not allowed to forget all this. Is that okay? Okay, so continue, continue. Your this equal to 25. You can just continue down here equal to 25. Remember, my objective is to solve, solve for x squared minus 6x plus 9 equal to 25. Oh my goodness, some of you got dementia. All right, so what do you do? Remember, in order to solve, right, I did say also. All right, in order to solve, right, for quadratic equation, I did say also. All right, if you still remember. Number 1, it must be having the equal to 0 portion. And number 2, always what? Factorize before solving. Always factorize before solving. Do you remember all these things that I taught you? So naughty. Okay, so what do? Oh, I do have the equal to 0. Yeah lah, precisely lah. So how? Do something lah. All right. So down here, what do? All right, from here, okay. Let me draw some arrows down. All right, I'm trying to be neat lah. I'm trying to be neat. All right, what do? In order to have the equal to 0 portion, you bring all the terms to the left-hand side. 25 plus 25 you bring across is minus 25. If you bring across, then down here will be equal to 0 already, right? Nah, you got the equal to 0 part. Happy? Happy? Yes, happy. All right, then you simplify again. X squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 25. Plus 9 minus 25 is what? Minus 16 is equal to 0. Woo! Happy? 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 All right. Okay, so the next step is to what? Always factorize before solving. So factorization, right, you need to give the bracket, right, like that. Equal to 0. And how do you factorize, children? How do you factorize? Come, let me recall your memory a bit. Okay, let me just recall your memory a bit. So in order to factorize, right, x squared minus 6x minus 16. How do you factorize this? All right, there's 2 methods. All right, the first method is use your cross factorization method. Some of your school is still teaching this method. All right, this is an old school method. This is actually the method that I learned long time ago. All right, in my school. All right, so I'm still quite I know, not very young lah. I know. Okay, so x squared put down here, minus 6x put down here, and minus 16 put down here. You ask yourself, all right, what times what? All right, down here, right, is a multiplication. Must give you an x squared. So the only possibility is x times x. All right, some schools teaches these methods too. Right, I'm just listing it out. Down here also, you are supposed to fill in the space. What times what give you a 16? All right, so there's a few possibility. The possibility can be 1 times 16. It can be 2 times 8. It can be 4 times 4. All right, but you must select one which eventually will give you like a 6 down here. So I will choose the 2 times 8 down here. I choose you! 2 times 8! Sorry. Act like Pokemon, sorry. All right, so you choose 2 times 8 eventually to get the 6 like that. Okay, so you do a crisscross. On top the x times the below the 8. X times 8 will give you a 8x. And you take the below times the 2, crisscross. X times 2 will give you a 2x. In order to give you the minus 6x, you need to minus 8 plus 2. All right, so the last portion, right, the last column down here, right, the sign is either a plus or minus 1. So the plus you bring to the left here, and the minus you bring to the left here. And children, please do a last check. All right, plus 2 times minus 8. Do you get a minus 16? Yes. Yes, you do. Then you read from left to right. You read from left to right. Remember not, children, I taught you this. And therefore, your answer will be x plus 2, x minus 8. The factorized form. All right, this is called the cross factorization. All right. Another method, which is more commonly used in your school, all right, where your teacher, the new age teacher, right, they will tend to use this method. This is called the multiplication frame method. All right, multiplication frame method, whereby they draw something like that. All right, nothing wrong with both method. Nothing wrong with both method. All right, I'm just showing you both, so that you know that I'm just trying to show off to you that I can teach lah. Okay, so down here is always a multiplication. All right, so your x square, where do you put the x square? You put the x square down here. And the minus 16 you put down here, minus 16. Okay, so here is the place where you try to fill up the gaps lah. So this box down here times this box down here will give you the x square down here. Can you see? All right, so this down here mix here, this down here mix here. All right, when they multiply, they should give you the x square. So what times what give you x square? The only possibility is x times x. So that's where you fill in the x. Okay? So similarly down here, all right, this purple down here, all right, and this purple down here should give you the 16. All right, don't care about the minus first. Just think of it as a 16 first. So what times what give you a 16? Again, you have to run through 1 times 16, 2 times 8, 4 times 4. But your objective down here is still to get the 6 down here. All right, so you choose a 2 and 8. So maybe you put a 2 down here and an 8 down here. Don't care about the sign. All right, so 2 times 8 will give you the 16. So now you need to fill in this box down here. So this box is actually made out of here and here. All right, so the purple 2 times the green x, 2 times x is a 2x. So this one is made out of who? This one is made out of here and also here. All right, so it's made out of the purple 8 and the green x. So 8 times x is 8x. And what do you need, children? What do you need? All right, you need a minus 6x. You need a minus 6x. In order to get a minus 6x, you need to minus 8 plus 2. Minus 8 plus 2 to give you the minus 6x. So the minus you follow here, the plus you follow here. You read from left to right. All right, x plus 2 and top to down, x minus 8. All right, so this will give you an answer of x plus 2, x minus 8. Are you okay, not children? Are you okay? All right, I hope you're still there. Okay, all right, children. All right, so I'm just doing a quick refresh of all these different methods, right? Because some of you says that, okay, some of you say that you got dementia. Some of you say that you got this old man, old woman syndrome. All right, so I'm just trying to refresh your memory a bit. All these are Sec 2 work. And Sec 2 work, what must you do? Must you bring to Sec 3, obviously. Don't be funny. All right, so these are the things that you need to do. And moving forward, you are supposed to solve, right? You're supposed to solve. So how do you solve? So down here, you continue to solve. All right, what do you say? What do you say? All right, you can say that what? You can say that x plus 2 is equal to 0. All right, you can say that x plus 2 is equal to 0.